For centuries, knowledge has been hidden in plain sight across the sands of time. Whispers of lost civilizations, cryptic symbols, and forbidden histories have been erased or concealed. What if the truth was never lost, but hidden? Welcome to Eye of Ancient Mysteries, where the past speaks and the future listens. Sit back, open your mind, and prepare to uncover the untold secrets of our world. Let the journey begin now. Mammoths, gold, and countless mysteries lie at the bottom of Burgas Bay. Burgas is a city on the southeastern coast of Bulgaria in Eastern Europe, considered by many to be one of the most beautiful cities in the country, the Balkans, and Europe. With its sea garden flora and many other charms, it draws hundreds of thousands of tourists annually. But Burgas is not just beauty, scenery, and architecture. Over centuries, the city has amassed a richly picturesque history, and just as many mysteries and enigmas. Sunken ships, treasures lost at sea, and more lie hidden beneath the waves. Gold bombs and mammoth remains rest at the bottom of Burgas's bays. All this attracts numerous seasoned divers in search of fortune and fame, hoping to excavate something valuable. Some speak cryptically of what they have seen and retrieved from the depths. Others claim the ship holds were emptied in earlier generations. And still others assert that the underwater treasures and artifacts off the Burgas coast are literally inexhaustible. In Burgas Bay, ships have sunk from antiquity up through the mid-1980s. The most valuable find by official underwater archaeologists was a unique metal ingot made of silver, gold, and copper. Yet they acknowledge that the real discoveries long ago ended up in private collections, not museums, and authorities have never heard of them. Some of the lost ships remain especially mysterious, harboring both material and political secrets. Here are a few of the strangest. The French ship Jacques Fresine, laden with goods between Marseille, Istanbul, and Varna, struck a rock near Maslin Cape and sank on the 15th of February 1929. The local population leaped to assist and hosted the stranded crew. The French sailors stayed with local families for nearly a year and gifted them heaps of French lace in gratitude. But the question remains what else the ship carried. It likely carried more than lace, and whatever it was has long since been appropriated. A few fishermen from nearby villages unexpectedly prospered a few years after the wreck. They had hosted the French sailors, and apparently the ship's captain's safe contents resulted in gains for both locals and strangers alike. In 1942, about 3 km east of Sozopol, the largest Bulgarian merchant ship of the time, Rodina, sank while returning from Istanbul after hitting a mine, plunging to 42 m depth. A big question was whether valuables were aboard, and the answer is yes. Former Chief Investigator Todor Batalov recounted seeing a full safe in the captain's cabin, which then mysteriously vanished, and he couldn't even trace its whereabouts. Divers remain silent about their findings, saying they want to protect treasure from looters. Scientific treasures include stone anchors dated to 2000 BC, mammoth skeletons, coins, and traces of ancient settlements swallowed by the sea. Perhaps the most mysterious story haunting Bulgarians, Turks, Romanians, and Ukrainians for decades, is that of the English ship, the Black Prince. Legend says it was loaded with treasures now valued at over 100 billion. It sank 160 years ago in the Black Sea, but no one knows its exact location. Despite numerous claims of discovery, the wreck never proved to be the Black Prince. All this is just a small fraction of the mysteries surrounding the sunken vessels off Burgas Bay, and even a smaller part of what lies beneath the Black Sea waters. A mysterious monster roams the Black Sea. Could the greatest mystery of the Black Sea surprisingly turn out to be an animal species unknown to science? Rumors of a terrifying beast in its waters date back to ancient times. Earliest accounts, the first known mention comes from the 5th century BC, when historian Herodotus described a mysterious monster inhabiting the waters of Pontus Oxenus, the hospitable sea, as the Greeks called the Black Sea. He described it as dark, almost black, with a large body, a mane-like crest on its head, a long fleshy tail, sharp claws, terrifying jaws with several rows of long sharp teeth, shark-alike in shape, and glowing red eyes. It moved across the sea surface at great speed, much faster than Greek sailing ships, and the massive waves generated by its roughly 30-meter body were like those during a severe storm. From the 16th to 18th centuries, captains of Ottoman military and merchant ships traveling between Istanbul, Crimea, and the Sea of Azov regularly reported encounters with a sea monster, sometimes even chasing smaller ships. To the Sultan's administration, Don Cossacks on extended sea missions also reported sightings, which later filtered into their folk tales. 19th century sightings in 1828. Reports of a massive sea monster attacking sheep near the Karadag volcano in Crimea prompted Tsar Nicholas I to dispatch a scientific expedition. Although the creature was not seen, the team from the Russian Academy of Sciences uncovered fascinating finds likely related, such as a 120 key egg containing an embryo with a head crest, and a giant tail skeleton with armored plating. In 1855, officers aboard the brig Mercury saw a dark gray creature about 20 miles long, moving in a sinuous manner near Cape Meganum in southeastern Crimea. It quickly submerged when the two-masted ship tried to approach. Modern observations during World War I, Lieutenant Jonathan Prüfner, commander of a German U-boat, surfaced off Crimea to ventilate and recharge. Evening operations revealed a silent, huge creature gliding between waves. He observed it through binoculars before ordering an immediate submerge, fearing collision if shots were fired. In 1921, a Feodosia newspaper reported a huge creature off Karadag making fishing impossible. A Red Army detachment was sent, but found only strange tracks in the sand. Poet Maximilian Voloshin sent the article to Mikhail Bulgakov as inspiration for his novella The Fatal Eggs. On the 14th of May 1952, writer Vsevolod Ivanov spotted something off Serdalik Bay. A rocky mass covered in algae suddenly sprang to life, stretching into a huge creature about 30 m long. Its head was roughly 1 m wide with small eyes, body top dark brown, belly pale gray, lined with horn like plates and a shaggy mane descending from head to back. It slowly glided toward a pod of chasing mullet dolphins, but left them in open sea. Attacks and aftermath. In May 1961, fisherman Mikhail Kondratiev, along with 2 companions, fished near the Golden Gate Arch of Karadag. About 300 maybe offshore, they noticed a strange brown patch underwater. As they neared 50 Mammoths, a massive serpentine head, 1 m wide with small shining eyes and brownish algae-like hair, emerged. Its massive body had light, gray belly and armored plates topped with a shaggy mane. Kondratiev turned the boat toward shore, while the creature chased them, then retreated 100 members offshore and disappeared into open water. In subsequent years, the creature was repeatedly sighted, but always without physical evidence, no scales, hair, or photographs. In the early 1990s, Crimean fishermen found 2 mutilated dolphin corpses in their nets, bearing bite marks far beyond any known Black Sea predator. Scientific skepticism. Many oceanologists treat these accounts with pronounced skepticism, arguing the Black Sea, only about 500 years old, is too young for a relict species. However, some suggest that in the hydrogen sulfide layer, beginning around 100 mib depth, genetic mutations could occur. This poorly studied environment might host organisms unknown to science, and perhaps surprises await.